What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Good evening and good morning. For some of you, it's morning. I'm too high. Either you get me or you get the necklace of knowledge and wisdom. Apparently can't do both. And unless I'm on my other streaming software. And if you are here tonight and you were a part of any of my last streams, you know, we had a lot of technical problems with the OBS, a lot of connection dropping. I don't know what's going on. My devices, the Wi-Fi is not registering at full percent. You know, like my security cameras should be at 100%. They are like 80, 81, sometimes 90. I mean, so hopefully we won't have any issues, quite frankly. But if we do, hopefully they won't be enough to discourage us completely. I want to say that I have been cleansing you all. I'm always cleansing. I'm always in a state of cleansing, you know. The environment in which we live requires, if you don't know this already, then maybe this will be the benefit of you seeing me tonight. But the environment that we live in, life itself would be enough. But the environment in which we live requires that you hate your lighting and you're shining and you're out of Carmex. Gonna have to get the shea butter. By the way, everybody, if your shea butter doesn't look like this, it's not shea butter. You see, it's white. Hopefully you could see. It's white. And if you go online and you watch the videos of our sisters in Africa making shea butter, you'll see what I'm talking about. That stuff that's yellow is either African butter, which comes from a different part of the continent, a different tree and everything, or it has jojoba oil mixed in it and they're just calling it shea butter. I'm over it. Either way, it looks like chocolate when they're processing it. I mean, it looks, you look at it and you go, that's chocolate. And then when they finish it, it's white. It's beautiful. Anyways, the environment in which we live requires you to, as an African, always be in a state of cleansing. You know, the first thing you must be doing is paying attention. And the next thing you must be doing is constantly purging and cleansing. And part of cleansing is not just your own introspection, but it is also purging. And one of the ways you do that is you do not hold your tongue. You dare to piss people off with the truth of whatever is on your soul. But it must be the truth. You can't just walk around being hateful. It must be the truth. And you must be bold. Because part of purging energy from you, your soul, your being, your cells, is to, because we're energy, we are energy, we are energy, we're energy. So when somebody changes that energy, there's a physiological deficit that can happen, or the opposite of deficit. But certainly if it's negative, you know, you have to put that out. This is why I speak the way that I do. It's part of my map for living my life, you know, is purging, speaking unapologetically, acting unapologetically, being unapologetic, but being righteous. That's what gives you license to your unapologeticness. You must be righteous. That's the first thing I want to say. So I'm always in a state of that. I want to say also to those of you who follow me on Jedi Africa, we inshallah will be together. If not tomorrow, I'm hoping tomorrow, but I'm putting this if not tomorrow because every time I say stuff out loud, it doesn't happen. But I have a major development for you, my faithful, my dedicated, over on Jedi Africa. I also want to share with all of you, before I get into the information, that, you know, my last doctor's visit was not, it was a little odd. You know, I found out that I have high cholesterol. I don't know how that's possible. I'm someone who subsists on, I could get by on an M&M for the day and be over it. I don't have a relationship with food, but I know one thing I am guilty of is there's times when I feel like I'm getting too thin. I'll see my own frame or my own reflection and go, you need to eat. And then I just eat everything that you're not supposed to eat because it will make you fat. Sadly, none of it makes me fat. You know, this has been that's been part of my life journey, you know. Since I was very young, you know, everybody told me, when you get to this age, you'll gain weight. That came and went. Well, certainly when you hit such and such, you're totally going to gain weight. That didn't happen. Well, when you get to this age, oh my God, you're going to get a gut and everything. None of that has happened. And, but so I found out I have high cholesterol. And not only did I find out I have high cholesterol, why I'm even sharing it is because the way that my doctor told me. He's very unalarmist, and we have a very good relationship. He's from India, and he's not alarmist. If something is a problem, he's not really alarmist, but he was sort of alarmist about this, like as if it's dangerously high. And he said a number. I saw red, so I don't remember what the number was. And then also my PSA. I shared with you all that my father passed away from prostate cancer back in 2009. He had prostate cancer for 15 years. I was given a diagnosis in 2010, the year after he passed away. And they said it was aggressive, and you've got 3 months to figure out what you want to do about this. We normally say 6 months, but it's aggressive, blah, blah, blah. Well, I traveled back east. I got injured. I was in a wheelchair for a year. I couldn't deal with that. Came out of the wheelchair, had another biopsy. They said they couldn't find anything. Now my PSA is up again. And again, my doctor sounded alarmist. So it just made me think about some things. And, you know, I really do believe, from my own experience, with my own existence, with my own life, I can tell you this next statement. I've had things happen to me in my life where I just go, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. That's not me. I just know somewhere in my spirit, it's not being in denial or anything. It's just, I just know that's not, it's like as if you called my name or called a name across the room that wasn't mine. I know that's not my name. It's not. It's not my name. So, and earlier in this year, I had told my doctor that I wanted to see a cardiologist because I really have never seen a cardiologist, and so I really don't know the state of my heart health. And I just thought, I'm getting older. I just like to know that, and medical care hasn't really been a part of my planning, as it relates to my move to Africa. And because while I'm always thinking about my mortality, I'm never really thinking about my medical care, because I'm not someone that runs to the doctor every 10 minutes, So I have been more, seeing doctors and stuff in the last while because of the trip to Africa. I just would like to have sort of that peace in my heart that I'm fine, Also, I've never made an international flight. I've flown here in the US, but I've never made an international flight. And I was thinking about Heavy D, Rahimahullah, rest his soul, who had come back from someplace, and he was famous, and he traveled everywhere, but he had come off of a long flight, and I think he ended up having a blood clot, and he passed away. And so I don't like to hear those sorts of things, because I just think some stuff is just alarmist, and it can creep into the seams of your psyche. And I just stay focused on my life and how I feel and how I vibrate, to the universe. I've always done that, I'm getting long on this. I just meant to share that and move on, but I need to say this because I just said that. I've shared with you all, at least some of you I know personally, that even growing up, one of the atmospherics in my house was I always had to get up to make the call to prayer in the morning, and I hated it. Especially if it was during the winter, it was cold. Well, even if it was in the wintertime, wherever you live, I don't care if you live in the Bahamas, it's probably cold in the morning, And, but anyways, after we'd have morning prayer, my father would usually lecture us. Like, you just stand there and he lectures you. He's sitting in a very comfortable chair. My stepmother's bringing him tea and snacks and whatever he needs. And we're just standing there in prayer robes. And he's lecturing. You're not allowed to lean. You can't sit down. You can't do anything to be comfortable. You just stand there. Whatever. But why I mention it is because he was always saying disparaging things, even though I'm standing there, an honor roll student, top of my class, at any time that I would share this, that I would be recalling. I've always been a number one student. But he's saying to the group of kids, that you all are going to school to goof off and to socialize, and you're never going to be anything, and and you're definitely going to be out of our house when you're 18, and this and the third. And I just thought, who's he talking about? Who's he talking about? Like, who's he talking about? Because that just wasn't me. It wasn't even about like denial or how dare you say this. It was just a very innocent. I don't know who he's talking about. Like, I don't know who you're talking about. And to button that up, and I'll tell it another time, but I'll button it up by saying this. I heard Oprah, who owes me $10, by the way. By the way, that's why she stopped her show, everybody. After 25 years, 25 years of the Oprah show, 25. Because some lawyer told her, because the $10 she owes me is somehow attached to her show. So if she ends the show, she doesn't have to pay me my $10. That's why she ended the show. I have the evidence. I don't want to get into it. Anyways, I heard Oprah say her mother and her grandmother and the elders, women that she knew, were all domestic workers. And they used to always say, Oprah Gail, make sure you get you some good white folks to work for, so basically, so you'll always be good to go in life. And she said, I just remember, just in my spirit, I just knew, no, that's not going to be my life. Just something in me just knew, no, that's not going to be my life, just as a child. And so I could relate to that. I received that to be absolutely an authentic statement, because that's exactly how I felt. I don't know what it is. I just know that's not me. But how I have described it now, or how I use it to serve others now, is I say to young people, even my nephew, there's a light. You just have to have the light in you. That's the word that comes out of me when I talk about it. You just have to know your own light. You just have to be in tune. Just know your own light. And as I'm saying it to you, I really don't think it's just about young people. I think I will start expanding it to anyone, to say this next thing, to say, don't let anybody tell you who you are, or what you're capable of, or what you will be, or can do, or can't do. You know, like, what am I doing? What are you doing? Don't let anybody visit that. Be honest, because, and what honesty looks like for me is like, there's nothing you're going to tell me about myself that I don't already know. That's introspection, that's self-discovery, that's self-honesty, but that's interest in self too. You know, like, I know me inside and out, like the 360 camera going around me, literally, because I've said people should, if you film yourself, have other people film you, just random, just have yourself filmed. A lot of people have never seen themselves except for in the mirror. You need to watch yourself as not you. That's part of the external, but the internal, you can't deny truth and feelings and impulses and inspirations and thoughts and limitations even. You know, if you know something is just not in your limit, you just have to accept that. You know, but don't like but don't but 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 don't be afraid to play up the things that you know are your strong suits either. You know. Anyways, so I, I Monday I'm supposed to see the cardiologist, and then I think I have to look at my schedule. I can't remember. And then right after that, I'm supposed to see um, um, the urologist. And then I had already had a colonoscopy scheduled for 2020 that never happened, obviously, because of the pandemic. And then rescheduling it, and then I was too lazy, and then it was a whole thing, and it was a few things that precluded me from finally actually getting that done. So I do need to get that done. Let me see who's here, or if anybody's here, quite frankly. Bismillah. Andrea Smith, I want to shout you out, Queen. Melanin 100, shout out to you. Sweet D, always good to see you. Big shout out to you. Miss Matthews, shout out to you. I couldn't see your name. And Cheryl Bryant, shout out to you. I need to get my magnifying glass, Cheryl. Let me stop being in denial. I don't think I missed anybody. I would just remind everybody who's out there watching to thumbs up the stream. Hit the thumbs up. Please don't make me fight and yell at you tonight. Please don't do that. Don't do that. It's tired and it's old. It's so old. You know, it'd be one thing if it was kindergartners, or I might even put them in kindergartners, because kids are really sharp, man. In fact, I was watching this kid last night, y'all. SubhanAllah. I found out he's British after I went and did some digging, but I was watching this kid last night. I thought, here's another kid doing Michael Jackson. I'm over it. I can't. But this little kid was murdering. And it took me back to my, when I used to teach dance regularly. And kids were always the best subject because they get everything. You go to choreograph adults, they've lost their monkey see, monkey do. They've lost it some kind of way. I still don't know how that happens, because I didn't lose mine. To this day, I see something, I could do it. I did it. But the inference of it, he's too young to feel it the way he was, but he was feeling it. I wasn't surprised by it. I was just impressed. In fact, one of the things that I sent him in the message I sent to him was saying, my face hurts from smiling so much from watching you, young man. He was doing Smooth Criminal and really giving it, and his spins were like, I made a lot of money impersonating Michael Jackson for many years, and I can't spin like that kid can spin. And I got a damn good spin, but this kid is like a propeller. He just spins out of nowhere. But the freedom of his childhood was in his movement in a way that I must have watched his video easily 20 times. Easily. And I'm probably being conservative with the number. It was so joyful. It took me back, man. Kids, when you stand in front of a class, you give them an 8 count. Half your work is done, because they just imprint like a computer. If I type something into my keyboard right now, it types what the hell I say. That's it. That's what kids do. Just like you did it. That's why if you got 2 babies born right now, one is born in London, one is born in China, one is born in, like, I don't know, Puerto Rico. Then you got Mandarin, Spanish, British accent. Why? Because they hear exactly what you said. So you speak just like your parents speak. If they speak bad English, you speak bad English. Unless you're nowadays, these black parents let their kids go to white schools and their kids come home and sound like this, mom and dad. And oh my God, I can't. Oh my God, Stacy was in my class. Oh my God. And then their parents sound like they're from the South. The boy, get in and get your room, get that work done. But their kids are like this. No, my God, I can't. So this is that. And, there's this one, like, I used to love to do Smooth Criminal when I was impersonating Michael, because it's such an urgent piece. Like, Michael really, he's got, well, most of his music was that, but, like Smooth Criminal, Tabloid Junkie, these really urgent songs is how I describe it. They're urgent. Like, the way you feel it is urgent. Like, how it translates to me as a dancer, it's urgent, it's urgent, it's urgent. And this kid can understand the urgency of the dance, the music. Highlighting it is what I'm trying to tell you about, to say this. There's this one part where after there's like a bridge in Smooth Criminal, and then I don't know if it's, I need everybody to clear the area right now. Just do, do 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 dun 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 bum 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 bum. But then this part where Michael's going, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. He just keeps saying that, I don't know, baby, I don't me. That garment, baby. And that's like the crescendo of it, like that garment, because it's like this, and it just boom, that garment on that garment, it just explodes. But there's a that garment. Michael always did that. That garment when he hit it, and this kid was just, he felt that. Like, it's one thing for him sitting in his room and learn the choreography, but that to hit it with that much. Some of this you got to be a dancer to really understand what I'm telling you, but I'm just trying to say, like, to bring myself back to say that kids have to be able to have their light, you know, in order to be their full everything, you know. And it doesn't matter how much rules and regulations you put on a child, that don't stop it from growing. You know, parents taking their hands off the child too much. And this is why we're getting the disastrous society that we're getting. It's part of why we're here to talk about what we're here to talk about tonight. But nobody came from a harsher childhood than me. No one. And that's not to throw shade at anybody else's experience. It's just, I always tell you, if you have more than one of anything, there's always a standout. Richard Hart, shout out to you in the UK, brother. Good to see you. Alhamdulillah. There's always a standout. I don't care what it is. There's always a standout. And when you accept that principle, that will help you in many ways. Because A, you could be the standout, but B, you could not be the standout. And if you understand that principle, then you won't be bogged down by this learned response of jealousy or having feelings of inferiority that aren't real. Just that person's just better. So what? That's fine. Why is that not okay? Why is that not okay? Why? Like I told you, I've never been jealous of another human being in my life, ever. Ever. For any reason. For what? For what? So, but I always have just had that in me. Like, it's okay if somebody's better than me. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You know? And that translates into everything of my life. Okay, another quick story before we get into it, because this leads into that. Many years ago, my band, we were shooting a music video. And my girlfriend at the time, I had taken her on a weekend to Santa Barbara, which is up in Northern California. I just heard a fly. Damn it. Armed with heavy artillery right now. Anyway, it was a whole big thing. We had a private beach. We went up in a limousine, but actually it was a week. I took her up for a week, but during that week we had to come down to the location where we were shooting. One of the locations where we were shooting our music video. Our band was called Wardrobe Cathedral, and I was the choreographer. I also played keyboards, and of course I did vocals. And why I'm mentioning it now is because it ties into the somebody's better than you and jealousy, because my skank for a girlfriend at the time, while I'm on set literally, and we had a break or something, and it's an outdoor shoot. We're shooting like in a park for this segment, and I can see my limousine. And anyways, I go, oh, and one of the bastards, I can't remember why he was even there. I don't remember. Anyways, I go to get back to the limousine. This bastard is in the limousine with my girlfriend. That means you let him in this limousine, bitch. Don't do it. Like, don't do it. You feel me? So I had no, and I can't remember. When I hate you, I don't remember your name or anything about you. I feel like his name was Dante. Anyways, by any standard, he was definitely a good looking dude, tall, muscular. He was light skinned, whatever, all that. That's fine. So I'm not even mad at him. I'm mad at you, you stank whore, for disrespecting me, and my limousine that I got for your bitch ass. So you could have a wonderful weekend week in Santa Barbara and all of it. But again, I was unbothered. Like, it was just like, it's nothing. That's why I've always been that dude that if you do something wrong in the relationship, I can close the door just as quickly as I opened it. It's nothing to me, because it's nothing. Because I don't waste time at life stations that don't service my vehicle. So I love you, but bye-bye, We finished our week and all that stuff, and it was, it hadn't gotten all to, I don't know where it would have gone if I hadn't come back to the limousine at that particular moment, and I think some of it was her just trying to be flirty, like, ooh, look, I'm in a limo, and, like this weird sort of psychological game, something with him, or so. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care, Of course, I got on his ass because I'm right over there shooting a damn video. You could see me. You could see me. So it's not like I'm someplace and, ooh, I didn't know. Like, I'm right there, And my cousin may have done some things that I can't talk about, but that's not the issue here. I'm talking about the principles of it, not the hospital stay after you disrespected me by getting my limousine with my girlfriend. That's not important. Or the medical bills. That's something else. I'm telling too much. Anyway, so it's a degradation of the society. We'll bridge it there. Why I'm here today, or tonight, or this morning, or whatever it is for any of us across the country, is because y'all know I'm on fire about this issue of these transgender pixie people. This is why I always keep spiders in my house, for just like this, when there's a fly that has somehow breached the energy field and is now, attacking and swooping down on me. Usually my spiders, I know where they are. I talk to them. I let them know, you stay in your corner, I stay in mine, and we good. You feel me? And but apparently they're not doing their duty. So there's that too. So I've got to fire spiders, and there's some other things that have to happen. I knew about, and I brought you a piece early on. Damn, this is all this house, but this, you see, because I'm the rotting thing. I'm the rotting thing. That's what I've told you about the housefly. That's as much as Allah has given me thus far. Because that's what, why do, you can have a whole spread of food out there and they still will buzz around you. For what? It's food right there. Because I'm the living, rotting thing. I'm the stench to them. And I smell amazing. But I'm a stench to them. That's why flies bug you. It's one of the reasons. I haven't figured it all out. There'll be more as I learn. But and I brought you this Walsh dude because there was a Dr. Phil piece that had gone viral where there's this thing that's sitting up on Dr. Phil. Oh, maybe I could get an image of that for you. Anyways, up there in full beard and mustache, long hair, and some feminine clothes and heels, and proclaiming that, all that double speak and pixie talk, and it's, a woman is who, and all this, it just, I can't. This guy, and there's that little boy, subhanallah. I'm gonna have to share it with y'all. Remind me. I want to stay on this. And this guy, this Matt Walsh person, was up there challenging this pixie. What I don't like about him, because I followed up after that to see other lectures he's done. He's done like college campuses, and he's some known quantity. I don't know if this is when he came to prominence over this Dr. Phil thing. Was he a known quantity before that? I don't know. But I appreciated what he had to say, because I always tell you, we accept truth no matter what the source. So I can't stand him, but the truth is everything. And what I don't like about him is that there's this new voice out there, because at every level, white people are just evil. At every level, at every level. Like, that's why we've been here to talk about this, because white people exist. That's the only reason, everybody. There's nobody else. Hear me very carefully. There's nobody else on earth forwarding this nonsense, except at the behest and influence of white people. A white hand. I always tell you, you show me anything in humanity that is ill, I promise you I can show you a white hand, or I'll give you the key to my car, and I own it. You could just have it. Anything you're going to bring me, anything, I can show you a white hand. It's a bold, truthful statement. But there he was on Dr. Phil, and he, like many of these others who now have the right point of view towards this transgender confusion nonsense, they're framing it with the left. Like as if it's just the left. You feel me? Just to hear any of them, that's why I know it's a chorus. Because I've heard him and any other white people that I hear talking about it, they're all saying the left. They're all saying the left. And progressive. Progressives and the left. You hear those words attached to this subject. It's just white for me. There is no left or right. It's white. That's all it is. That's it. And, you know, and many of these people that are forwarding this nonsense are, ironically, they never ask them, what's your political persuasion? Because most of them are damn Republicans. So don't give me this left-right bullshit. Don't do it. Don't come near me. Don't look me in the eyes. Don't do it. Don't do it. I also wanted to say that politics is to deny God, everybody. No, politics, how did the universe give this to me? Politics is to deny the truth. Science is to deny God. And truth and God are synonymous. They're one. It's the same thing. God is the truth, you know. But I've thought about this before, but in the last days, that came to me like that. Like science is to deny God, politics is to deny truth, you know. Because politics is really, if you think of it, it's another way of saying forget right and wrong. So you shouldn't have left and right and Democrat and Republican and independent, all the bullshit. Like, are you for the truth? You see, politic is this confusing little spiral thing that you get to. It's almost like this transgender bullshit. Hocus pocus. It's a pterodactyl. Like you get to say now, you get to frame bullshit in a box that is seen as valid. It's like you take an expensive box, you know, a really nice jewelry box or something very expensive that's made in a box, that's made into a box, and you just put a crap of shit in it. That's what politics is. It gives you It gives you this damn fly taunting you and stalking you, and it's a big one. I could tell by the vibration of it. If I could see you, I'm killing you. It's one hit, one kill. You could move out now and save yourself. Anyways, so politics is that instinct. Because if you ask somebody, do you think that the government should take care of the homeless? Isn't that right? Just, is it right? It's a yes or fucking no. That's it. You see? Well, that's the world they don't want to live in. So then it becomes, hocus pocus pterodactyl, a political question. It's political. What's your view? You see? You just put a wall between the truth and fucking reality. What's your view on the homeless and what the government should or should not be doing? You see? Boom, out the door goes truth. Science. For me, science is the study or the pondering, I think I will use that word. This is the Jedi's definition of science. Is the ponder. This is why I was an A student even in my science class. Damn it. I think there might be two of them. There's no way you were just there and then I hear you. There could be two of them, y'all. I'm under siege. I'm under attack. Send in reinforcement. Oh, can you hear it? It's that loud. I think you should be able to hear it. Oh my God, I can't. I don't know if he was back there, but I felt like I don't want to lose my train of thought. Science is the pondering of the perfection of creation. That's what science is for me. That's what science is for me. You know. So when they want to know what I don't know. Oh my God, I cannot do this. Damn it. We'll say photosynthesis. You know, in science class, you know, when you're asked the question, what is photosynthesis? You explain the process. But you just found out, nigga. You just finding out. You just that's fine. You know the answer. Sit your little pissy ass down because it really means nothing. Because that is just divine. It's happening. You're just now allowed to know why the damn plant functions the way it does and why it's green and how it transfers oxygen and carbon and all the shit. You just get to know. But that's also by divine design. Because Allah has said to us that He puts His signs in all of everything that He's created. You will see Him. You will know. It's like when He told Moses, when Moses said, let me see you. He was like, you can't see me, I'm too much. And He made the mountain to blow up. And then He told him to put his hand inside of the bosom of his garment and bring it out. It was white. It's like, I'm showing you me, but you can't see me, but I can show you me. You feel me? So like, I don't have to be in New York or Chicago right now. I can have things done. My presence is felt like a Black Panther movement, in the words of Lil' Kim. You know, this is the divine, you see. So science, but they don't tell you that. You just science, and that's it. During the rollout of this disastrous pandemic, we kept hearing, well, I follow the science. Follow the science. I'm with the science. And science became white people's favorite fucking word. I can't. Damn. But if you ask them, what is science? They don't have an answer. Tomorrow, go ask them. Go ask them. You don't got to come back and tell them, Jedi, you were totally 100% right. You don't got to tell me. I'm already right. I already know it. Go tomorrow and ask one of them, what is science? What is the definition of science? They will not have an answer for you. By Allah, I swear. I tell you guys, my thing is mirrored. I did it a long time ago so that when I read articles, I'm not looking in the opposite direction of what I'm reading to you. So I just left it like that. So when I raise my right hand, you think it's my left hand, and it is not. Even my living room is not set up the way that it looks on here. You've seen it when it's not mirrored. Go back and look at old videos. So interesting that I was given that just now, because this topic is full of politics and science. Allahu Akbar. So it created its own segue without me even knowing it. I see your ass. Breathe, Jedi. Just breathe. Oof. Did you see him just go right past me when I said that? Anyways, he's just circling me now. Like, it's just, this is evil. This is evil. It's evil. There, just right past my ear. Wait, John. See, this is how I know it's evil, y'all. I just went to the bathroom just to see if I could draw his ass into the bathroom. But you all interested me when I'm sitting right here. You feel me? You got a lot of smoke, homie. Just flew past me right now. Oh my God. I'm going to try not to focus on that, y'all. Trying to focus on y'all. Damn it. Oh my God, I can't. It'd be one thing if I just knew he was in the distance, but he's literally stalking me right now. You got the land. And when you do, I'm going to try and continue. Politics, science. So the Walsh guy, I wanted to show you remind you who he is. Today on an all-new Dr. Phil. Just a second. Oh, wait, there's the thing. You have to see the thing. Okay. I have to bring you in. Righteous indignation. I see you. Shout out to you. I'm going to come to your comments. Oh, wait. Not that anyone would take me up on it, but I'm putting the link. If you want to come into the live to talk live with the Jedi, you could do that. Not going to obsess on it tonight. Not going to obsess. I have cleansed. I'm over it. There, it's in the chat. The link is in the chat. And I need to bring you in. If you want to come on screen, if you want to come into the chat, you click on that. I'll see you. I'll let you in. We'll talk. We'll have a great time. I'll give you tea. We'll have crumpets. It'll be fine. Share screen. Share screen. Then you need a Chrome tab, and you need I need Mat Walsh is what I need. So I'm not understanding. Oh, y'all had to have seen him. He just flew right in front of my face. Wait, no. Damn it. It's been a long time since I wanted to murder a fly this bad. Like this bad. Like at this level of kill. Oh, here we are. Okay, share. This is the thing we're talking about. That was sitting up there with all of his, a woman is whatever she says she is, and a woman is, and all primmed and perched. It was, I'm still vomiting from that. And then I'll show you the Mat Walsh dude. Look, gender is over, bitch. Wait, where was it? I just seen it. I just had seen it. Wait, no. I just saw it. So if I see it, I should go click on it. You see it right there. Damn it. Okay, fine. It's not going to cooperate. Let's just get to the Mat Walsh dude. First, another, so we all know who we're talking about. There's Thing. And this is the Mat Walsh dude that we're talking about. Now, he has released a documentary, everybody, I guess in the last day or something, called What is a Woman? And everybody and their mother is reacting to this thing. I knew he was doing a piece. I feel like I may have seen it by accident or something, because I just saw, I don't know, a couple weeks ago where he was somewhere in California, like on Santa Monica Beach on the pier, talking to people, like he goes up to people and just has conversation. You know, oh, let me transfer my pictures over that I need to show you. Pictures Jedi. Screenshots. Select. I think that's one. And I appreciate it because what's that? That's a bus. Okay, that's all of them now. Prepare to receive. Bluetooth. Share. Share. Bluetooth. Oh man. Stand by. Receive. Send. Go. Okay. So he did this documentary. It's out now, and everybody and their mother is reacting to it. I have not seen the documentary because you have to go to the Daily Wire and pay money to see it. Either you're going to pay 14 something, 9 something, or it's another number. And I know it's a scheme because the listing on the $14 one clearly says you'll get to stream videos, like live videos, blah, 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 blah. Then the next one for the $9 one is like some, I wasn't going to pay for it anyway. I just did this so I could tell you about it. So if you want to go see it, you could go see it. You know, I'm one of these people, like my grandma used to say, if you just live, you know, there's things I missed or didn't see or didn't catch or didn't experience in life and stuff like that. And I always remember that principle, and it's never been wrong. Like if you just live, I've not missed anything. It'll come to me in some way, or I get to experience it or something. If you just live. So this is going to be free somewhere on the internet, or I'm going to see it someplace else, or something else is going to happen. Something will happen. It will happen. But he's done this documentary now, and he's talking to all these academics and professionals. But there's a whole conspiracy around this this whole transgender bullshit. There's even doctors and scientists, psychiatrists, psychologists, people with the highest degrees in behavioral health and all those sorts of disciplines, who some you have that are carrying the ball. Then you got other ones who are just carrying the water, or who are carrying the water for the demons. And you got some that literally their professional careers and everything have been threatened, and some destroyed because they dare to just tell the truth. I'm hoping that in the trailer we're going to react to, we're going to see at least one of the people that I'm trying to tell you about. Because at one point, because I saw some other, I guess people who have the documentary, have paid the money, they're playing clips of the documentary. But of course they're white and there'll be no problem. So, there's that. But so I don't know what we will see in the trailer, but one of the demons, literally the Matt Walsh dude says, I want to just find out the truth, and this, I don't know what to call him. It needs to be vile, so I have to come up with something. Says, okay, so I'm not really comfortable with that language. Just because I asked you to tell me what the truth is, because you're supposed to be the know-it-all in this field, and I asked you to just tell me the truth. Like, I didn't come here to, I don't know nothing. He goes, well, what do you think the truth? He goes, I don't have a truth. I'm asking you. You're the professor, And he's like, I find that question actually transphobic. Like, really, bitch? Like, the question is to ask you what the truth is transphobic? That's transphobic, bitch. Feel me? We can show you that if that's what you need to see. You feel me? You ain't seen it. But let's see the trailer first. But that's Matt Walsh. I wanted to make you aware of who he is. And this is the official trailer from his documentary that is streaming on Daily Wire. Let me cue it. Just a second. I got to bring you in, because when we're on the other software, whatever I play, you automatically see it. On here, I have to go to bring the software over to that. Lord, my load is heavy. Remove. Share. Stop buzzing. Stop screen. Share. Share screen. Official trailer. All right. Share. Okay, we're there. Okay, see this now. I should have did it in the other. Well, no, I can't, because, well, this moves me out of the way. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Because if I was on the other software, I would be in the way. I'm not in the way. Is this the best view for you? It will be. Give it some sound. Let's go. This is the
What is a Woman?
Official trailer for What is a Woman by Matt Walsh. It's his documentary, streaming on Daily Wire. Go.
What is a woman? Can you tell me that? Oh, you're at the Women's March. You must have some idea. Please, if one person could tell me what a woman is.
You are not here for women. We ask you to leave.
What is that?
I'm a husband. I'm a father of 4. I host a talk show. I give speeches. I write books. I like to make sense of things. A woman is not anything in particular.
There is not one particular thing.
It could be many things to many people.
Some
Remember
women
these
have
people.
penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
Just a second, because I'm going to be showing you some still shots of these
A
people.
woman is not anything.
So it's very important we get their
I'm a
names.
husband.
So when I
I'm a
reference
father
them,
of 4. I host a talk show. I give speeches. I write.
wait, in case you didn't hear me, I need to see these people's names because the pictures I just sent over are screenshots of some of these people, and I need to be able to. I want you to know who they are when I reference them when we discuss this.
Books. I like to make sense of things. A woman is not anything.
Her, this bitch, she is actually a doctor that does the surgery for transgender fucking people.
Thing in particular.
There is not one particular thing.
It could be many things to many people.
Some
She
women
is a
have
movie.
penises,
Green hair.
right? Some
Just remember her as green hair. She is a movie. She's a movie.
men have vaginas.
I like Sex
Another
and the City.
movie.
I've watched Sex and the City.
Peter
Yeah.
How
Pan.
do I know if I'm a woman?
That's a great question.
You're not a scientist. You're not a gender studies major.
No,
How do you know that you're a man?
I guess.
Beep.
Can a man become a woman?
Now,
I'm not a woman.
this was the other thing that set me to, I have to do this. Because what have I bitched and screamed loud from the mountaintop? This is anti-African. This is not African. I don't give a damn what white people tell you. Homosexuality is not African. Give a fuck. How many times I said that? All right, so that's very important. The Maasai. Let's go on.
I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
Women only know what women are.
I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that, said Peter Pan. Hear this.
Are you a cat?
No,
Can you tell me what a cat is? You want to tell us what a woman is?
We'll just call that the porpoise. I think it's fitting. Go on.
I'm a biological woman that medically transitioned to appear like a male. I will never be a man.
And so they go on the internet and they're told that all of their problems will be solved if they become a man.
So you worry that there could be a sort of social contagion element of this?
A teeny tiny bit, maybe.
It got me at 42. Your child doesn't have a chance.
And you're affirming it with hormones that have never been used in this way.
Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible.
Completely reversible.
One of the drugs used is
Completely reversed. The little fat beach ball. He's not one of the good people. The Zionist chick, Grossman. She dares to tell the truth. This chick tells the truth. Deborah So. This is a truth teller. Had personal experience. I'll identify them after we finish.
It got me at 42. Your child doesn't have a chance.
And you're affirming it with hormones that have never been used in this way.
Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible.
Completely reversible.
one of the drugs used is Lupron, right? Which has actually been used to chemically castrate sex offenders.
You know what? I'm not sure that we should continue with this interview.
You don't want to talk about the drugs that you give to kids, or
How can they be removing the healthy breasts of 15-year-old girls?
There are masculine girls. There are feminine boys. What are we going to do about that? Carve them up?
How can this whole thing be happening, Matt?
I wanted us to have a safe place to be able to talk about this.
Part of me wants to ask why you care so much.
I care about the truth. I care about children. I care about the women who are having their opportunities stolen from them.
Is it transphobic to tell the truth?
The interview's over. Stop the camera.
Well, fair question. I just want to know, what is a woman?
And you're not going to find out.
Based on what I'm saying, did you ever want to move to America?
They say no, never.
So, okay, so it came out June 1. So, wait. Oh, wait, there's more.
We'll see when it comes out.
Okay. A little vignette there at the end with somebody from the Addams family. Anyways. if you want to see the actual movie, like I say, you just go to the Daily Wire, and there it will be. And I'm sure they're getting a lot of traffic on this. It's huge. Everybody and their mother. That's how I knew, because every other freaking thing in my feed is this. So I'm like, oh, then he did the movie then, you know. But what we find out in the movie is that it's what we knew inherently already. It's a specious, on purpose evil. First, I want to isolate some people. I guess maybe I don't need to pull my pictures. I could probably just do it from the, unless I've got somebody in my pictures that's not in the trailer. Again, her. She actually does sexual assignment surgeries. And he asked her, you know, there's people that feel like there's a real thing. He wasn't being facetious. Like, there's a real thing. There's people out there. Of course they're white. Of course they're white. Who are, they have some term like with this cyst and binary and all this other nonsense they've got. There's people out there who are fully healthy, have all their limbs, but they feel like they should have one limb, and they literally want to have a limb cut off to match their feeling of disability. I'm not making this up, everybody. This is the truth. Wallahi. He presents this to her, and she says it's ridiculous. And I would say they have mental problems and all the shit that you would say, but not able to see the same thing with people just jump up and say, I think I'm a woman today. She couldn't see that. That's not ridiculous. That's clinical and perfect. And not only serves her because she's a reassignment surgeon, so she has no motive in this game. She's no motive. But the people who want to be disabled, she finds that ridiculous, and they definitely have a mental problem, according to Marcy Bowers. Then, movie land chick, Michelle Forcier, fuck her. She's a pediatrician and professor, and she is the picture of evil. I think the green hair, he should have known when he saw the green hair. That would have told it for me, you know. But there she was. And when he asks her, I mean, she's coming with all this, basically back to why I prefaced my statement with politics and science, everybody, and why those two things are designed to deny God. This is too. This is the next disrespect. That's not the word I want. It's not even strong enough. Hopefully the right word will come to me. But this is the next thing of that. You know, I've always told you, white people want to be God. They think they are. They're the least spiritual people in existence anywhere on this place we call Earth. The least spiritual. I don't know any white people. I don't have to know them personally. Just that I've witnessed them in a documentary, saw them on television, heard about them, read about them, something. Not even their Pope. That I go, wow, that's really a holy person. Wow, that's somebody of faith, you know. Wow, you know, and just something to admire. Never felt it from a white person ever, ever, ever. My grandmother, the queen of my entire existence, you know, before she passed away, many years before she passed, the church that she had access to was mostly a white church. And it was like going into a funeral parlor when you went in there. Which is fine for me because that's how the mosque is. You know, when you go to the mosque, we don't do all that jumping around and hollering and stuff. But theirs really felt, but ours feels holy. Theirs felt like a funeral parlor. It just really did. And I mention it because there's no, I believe there are some white people who really want to have some sort of connection or feel like they can have something spiritual, but it's just, I just don't see it, man. I just don't. It just seems mechanical. Like, spirituality is something you can feel it from another human being. I can. And it's just either there or it's not, you know. And I've said to you, no prophet or book has ever been sent to these people. None. None. So that ties into this because she's supposed to be a pediatrician, a know-it-all in child behavior and all the other shit. And she's worked for many, what did she say? Planned Parenthoods, you know, across for many decades. She's worked for Planned Parenthood. And then now she's into, she's the bitch that gives the transgender people this medication that helps them to transist. And he literally, one of the pictures I did want to show you, he pulls it up on his phone. Damn it, this fly. I'm trying to press on, y'all. He says, yeah, he names the medication. He goes, yeah, you know, they use that in many places to castrate sex offenders. I'm not sure I like the direction of this conversation, suddenly the bitch was saying. He goes, well, I can just pull it up on my phone right now. I mean, that's what it does. She goes, well, you can pull it up on your phone. You can pull it up on your phone. And then he puts the definition up on the television, up on the screen. I want to see if I can find a picture of that. Okay, so this one, I have to go to pictures. And I have to actually find the picture. It's going to be QRS. Okay, I think this is it. Open with what am I doing? I clicked the wrong thing. Open with photo. That's not it. Haha, Allahu Akbar. My Lord, we have them. My Lord, my Lord. Now I have to unshare you. Right. Stop screen. Share. There's got to be an easier way. Bingo. Chemical castration. He just looks up the definition and puts it on the screen. The administration of a drug to bring about a marked reduction in the body's production of androgens and especially testosterone. But he was saying to her, she goes, but when you use that language, that is and she had like it's you're anti something just to even use that language. That because he was using the word medication, he was like, but that's what it is. Like, what am I supposed to call it? She goes, you're being abusive and something else. Like it's a detriment to the children to hear that language. Bitch, if it's a medication, it's medicine. What are we not understanding? But this is the level of evil and fucked uppery that they are. Some of it is they're carrying the ball because they're getting a check, and some of it is because it's just white people, and that fucked up, man. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's why my Maasai brothers become important when he goes to Africa, and he's with the Maasai, and he's asking them, like I think that's in Tanzania, by the way, and he's saying, asking them, you know, what do they think if a man wants to become a woman? And the translator is translating to the chief, and the chief is basically like, that's some bullshit. And then he's like, what do you think if a woman has a penis? And he goes, there's no such thing. And then he asked them, what is a man? And he said, a man, if he cannot take care of his child and he cannot feed his family, he is not a man. He must be able to provide and protect his family, or he is not a man. What I be telling you. And he said, a woman cannot play the role of the man, and a man cannot play the role of a woman. This is like, I could just hand him the mic and go, speak for me. Tell him, go ahead and tell him stuff. Tell him. You feel me? Because I've been saying this, but it doesn't need, I'm not brilliant for saying this. Like, this was just good affirmation because of the source it's coming from, you know, it's coming from the lips of my African brothers. And I've already said, this is not African, none of this. And we don't have any of this going on in Africa, where this would even be a documentary or this would be a subject. Because in African countries, they shut it down and move the fuck on. You understand? Whatever you think you are, keep that shit in the house and keep it pushing. Bye-bye. It's only here in the throne, the seat, the pedestal of evil, where this is given anything. Goes back to what I told you about politics. Politics is just a word to a hocus pocus to use to say you can just have some bullshit you can present. Forget right and wrong. Forget that. You don't even have to think about it. Why should you be burdened having to worry about the truth? Why should you have that burden? We can just be political. You see? So this is that. And he says, you know, a woman can, what's the word he said, can bear or produce. I forget the word the brother used. Whatever it was to suggest, like, she gives birth. A man cannot do that. So that can never be. And then at the end of the interview, he says, based on this, do you think you'd ever want to go to America? And the translator says, they say, no, never. I love it, man. I love that so much. I love that. I love that. That gave me my entire existence. All right. Let's see. Stop screen. So let me continue down the line now of these dumb ads. I can't. Wait now. Share. Get your flying ass. Just land. Damn it. Wait, y'all, there's a chance. Alhamdulillah. So she wants to end the interview when he asks her. They all run as soon as he says the truth. But I want to interrupt myself for a moment because you got to see this other pixie dude. He's like the main it. That was like, when he said the word truth, he goes, okay, I want to know what you mean by that. You know, I don't like this language. And he sold the pixie, like the legging ass fucking pants. It was, wait now. Stop, share. Pixie, share. There he is. There she is. And he's very full of himself. I know white people like that. I've met that energy across this nation and in my life. This is the only job he's ever had and the best job he's ever had. And his job is his identity and shit. You could just, he's oozing of that. And he feels very self-important and aggrandized and shit. He's a total disaster, a complete catastrophe. But he doesn't know that. Never would he ever accept that. You know what I mean? But he got offended and said, "You have 30 seconds of thin ice left, or I walk." Because he said, "Well, what's the truth?" Because their whole conversation is about identity. He asked him a direct question: isn't sexual identity and gender identity, aren't they the same? Are they the same or are they different? And he goes off on this 30-minute fucking trip to fucking Fallujah or wherever he went, and the guy just sits there and lets him finish babbling, and he goes, so are they the same or are they different? After he goes all his babbling, because he's so self-absorbed and using all his $50 words, and it's a movie, man. It's comedy, really. You know, I feel like somebody had a clip of him. I'd have to find it. He's worth seeing. If you just search around enough, you're going to see him, somebody playing him. But he's the one that he really had a visceral reaction to the word truth and called it transphobic to say the word truth. You're being transphobic if you ask for the truth. That's what he said. So before I go any further, I just want to state yet again, I don't have no respect for any fucking transgender ass people at fucking all. At all. No respect is different than hate. I don't hate you, but I don't have shit to do with you. And I definitely don't respect you. Because it's a ruse. Because the ones who are real, you don't know them. You've probably interacted with them and had no idea. People who really are about that, and I even think this, I'm going to extend this now to even not just the transgender nonsense, but also the whole gay and lesbian. Oh, by the way, there was some groups that shut down a lesbian event because they were calling it lesbian. So nobody's anything anymore. At one point he says, in one of his own pieces that he released from his film, he said, he goes, I'm not being ridiculous right here. My word, not his. He says, but I don't know if I'll end up doing the movie, but I promise you in the next few years, somebody's going to have to do a movie called What is a Human? Because of all this bullshit that's going on. I want to remind you that these, whether they're gay or transgender and that shit, is less than a fraction of 1% of the entire fucking population. That means they're nobody. But all of this, but you just had allegedly, if we want to believe that all these kids were killed at this school and there was all these people being killed in mass shootings and all this. And so there's way more people than these 5 people who can't understand what the fuck they are on the earth. But no, nothing. But 5 minutes, they got a flag, they get legislation, they get bills, they get orders, they get all the shit. Whole disciplines won't even, you know, you have like him and any, like I told you, there's doctors that are in the piece. I'm going to show you some pictures of some of them who won't dare, who dare to tell the truth. And they are demonized and harassed and, you know, pushed out of their professions and all this sort of stuff because they won't agree with this stuff. You got some of them saying that children can be sexualized as early as 5 months and shit. And then they give history of the dude who originally started that whole concept of gender identity and shit. It goes back, of course, it's all white people. That's others why I'm speaking on this, because it's important as an African man to sit here and represent all of us across this fucking earth and say, this is about white people. This is not about us. This is their shit, and we don't need to buy into it. We don't need to. You come to me with a beard and a fucking mustache, you're a man, period. That's all it is. But again, all this, what you were assigned at birth. Well, Allah says to us very clearly in the Quran, I've made all things of male and female. I don't want to get my Quran right now. I would read it to you. But that's where we stand. We stand on the side of the one who created everything, who's the owner of existence, not some fucking pixie who can't figure out what fucking color they need to wear today. No time for it. None at all. But I was going to say that people who are really, this is really a struggle for them, because I believe that biological shit has and is being done. There was even some twins that were on Oprah. One of them died, and I think the other one was on Oprah. One of them killed himself, and the other one died of like a drug overdose or something. But anyways, this guy who started this whole gender identity bullshit, he had these two twins who, when they went to circumcise them, one, they totally fucked up his penis completely, and the parents were in crisis. They didn't know how they should raise the child. They decided to just raise him as a girl. He'll never know. It's fine. It's nothing. And then later in life, he found out, and it caused him a lot of problems. And I think he ended up committing suicide. You know, and one of them was on Oprah. But I believe I use that as part to make my case that I believe that white people, with all their bio research and all the other nonsense and just snooping for shit for the purposes of evil, have come up with a way to effeminize and fuck up the gender of all children in either at the fetal stage or at the embryo stage. We don't know. I'm not a scientist, and I have no evidence of this other than my theory that I'm telling you right now. But I think this is more likely than not, because Allah does not create gay people. It doesn't happen. But this is the most sane way that it makes sense for me, that Allah didn't create that shit, and people can still say they're born like that. I believe that. I don't believe people choose it. I think people are born because of all the discussions we've had, and I've talked to you about desire. This word desire. It's a very powerful emotion. You know, even the word itself is very something, but there's a reason why a human being, you know, and we've all seen black and white films of lab rats and stuff like that, where they, you know, like even when you go to drink a soda, or you get a drink at McDonald's or something like that, or people just have to have this and that because they've added more salt content, which they know continues to make you drink, and your thirst is never filled. So you just drink, you know. We've all heard about things like that. So there's a way for them to control human behavior, you know, from atmospheric things, but I also think down to the scientific level, you know. And I think this is probably one of the things that they've done. So that so for those people who really do struggle with, wow, I really don't feel like I'm me in my skin, or however the fuck that feels, those you never hear from them. They have lived and died, and many of them are living and dying. They exist, they're out there, but you never hear from them. But these bitch-made demons like this fucker on your screen right now, who it's a game for them, you know. He's probably got a butt plug in his ass sitting right there, you know. For them, they're the ones that are out there with all this persuasion and propaganda, you know, and forwarding the agenda, as it were, I call it. It's almost like, you know, you've heard the saying, he protesteth too much, you know. I always say, wealthy people, you don't know them. wealthy people. Rich niggas, you gonna see them because they got they got their whole house around their neck and driving it down the street and all of it. He's just got a few coins. They move past that. That's not wealth. Because people with real wealth, you would never know it. They're very basic. Very basic. I myself, over my lifetime, have been in the presence of some very, very, very rich people and had no idea whatsoever at all. At all. So we don't accept this culturally, and we don't accept it spiritually. We don't. So we don't need to speak in what's the word I want? Tones of acceptance. You know, you don't need to be mean to the individual people if you should encounter them, but you also don't need to take a posture or a tone of acceptance either. You can still call it some bullshit respectfully and with a smile. So this asshole, he's the worst of them all. He was so full of himself, and you think he's like the Fortune 5 CEO of something that's not even been invented yet, that's bigger than anything we know about. That's the that he's sitting up there with. You know, it's very, I can't. I want to continue to march with these people though. Stop sharing. And then I need to share again because we need to come back and go through these various, oh wait, I didn't hit the button. Yeah, share. So that's her whole grift. Then you have Peter Pan. I'm over it. And she doesn't know if she's a man or a woman. She just can't figure it out. She just, God love her, she just can't figure it out. She's just wandering in the woods and nobody can find her. No idea who she is or what she's doing. And she's a gender affirmation therapist. So let me understand. So my degree is in business, not in psychology, but I'm just going to go out on a limb here because why not? I'm feeling lucky. And so affirmation means I just affirm the shit you just told me. I'm beautiful. You are. I'm thin. You're so thin. You're little. Nobody could see you. Huh? I'm a model. You are. You'll be on the runway in Paris tomorrow. Affirmation, bitch. So she's a gender affirmation therapist. She's just going to go, I'm a pixie. And she goes, you really are. You are. You are. Yeah. It's kind of like Glinda the Good Witch. There you are. So there's Peter Pan. Then who else? Well, we saw this dude. I had to bleep him because I don't want to have to make my video 18 and over. And then, of course, there's our brothers, the Messiah, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah. Not going to start crying right now. Not going to do it. Going to move on to Orca, the porpoise. So there's Porpoise. And he says clearly that he's a gay man. Okay. So, okay. And so why would you ask a gay man about women? Only women can know what a woman is. That was his whole comeback. So then, but the Walsh guy, he did a great job. Like I said, I don't like him because he's a right-wing white devil. But we accept the truth no matter where it comes from. And he did a fantastic job on this. He did. He did. And he also was very good at, I know, because like I just hate ignorance so much, I want to punch you. I couldn't have got through any of these interviews without at least an assault charge. It just couldn't have happened. And he was able to do it. So, you know, good for him. But he lets thing get her vomit out, or his vomit out. And he says, so, do you know what a cat is? And he goes, yeah, I know what a cat is. He goes, so, no. When he asked him, when he's basically like, the only person that can know something about some person is that. Like, a woman can only know, you have to ask a woman what a woman is. No man can tell you what a woman is. Like, it would not be in my realm to even know what they even look like. So then he goes, do you know what a cat is? And then the dumbass realized you've been sucked in. He goes, and he starts walking his poor piss ass down the street. I'm telling you, like, I was ready to buy the movie. I was ready to do it, but I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. But there's porpoise, and here's my evidence of why I call him porpoise, because you see the form of a porpoise. Do I lie? So porpoise, there I deliver. So there you saw it. So you see it. So there's the evidence. You have it. You have it. Then there was some ally people, we'll call them, like people telling the damn truth. This dude, I guess, was this person, not understanding. But anyways, he is now like trying to wave the warning flag, like, nah, you know, I went through this and it's some bullshit. Also, jump around, because I have to remember when it comes to me. The chick that I told you that was the surgeon, he asked her, like, yeah, so you are doing these surgeries, and you know, but what about the, and he also asked the roly-poly, which is also in here, the one that said it's 100% reversible. Asked him, said, so, you know, there's an advantage for transgenders. And then the surgeon chick goes, well, you'd be hard-pressed to find any examples of that, like as if they don't have any physical advantage. Meanwhile, while she's speaking, he's running like a whole fucking montage of recent shit of just transgenders just smoking people. One of them was the swimming bitch, where literally, you know, that line that separates the Olympic pool, like the halfway mark, all the women weren't even at the line, and he's past the line, way out, like almost to the next wall. They're not even to the first line. I mean, this is an evil dude that is just, you know, and then someone suggested that the motive for this was, especially for the bitch that's up there that does these surgeries, pharmaceutical companies, surgeons, etc., the psychiatrist that told the truth was saying, look, first I was only seeing, you know, a few people here and there that were just having like, but suddenly there's an explosion, people just jumping up and thinking, I think I'm not in my proper body. You know, the Joker at the end, we're going to come to her, it again, was saying not only is she transgender, but he's also a wolfist, like he's a wolf. And Matt Walsh asked him, so are you able to communicate with the wolves? Well, obviously not in the language like like I'm communicating with you. Well, not at all, bitch, because you're not a wolf. I mean, listen, I can't. This is a truth teller. She left the field of this discipline, and now she wrote a book called The End of Gender, Deborah So, because she was over it, because she's saying if you don't go along with the narrative, then they start destroying your career, and they'll put online that you're a transphobe and you're a whole bunch of things and just destroy you. Mind you, this is 5 people that can do all this shit only because the rest of society goes along with it, not me. You feel me? But yet you have most of the earth screaming gun control now, which we're against. But you have most of the world screaming gun control, and it just, nobody can hear it. But one of these fuckers stands up and says they're a tutu, and the whole world's supposed to stop. Nah, bitch. Nah, not here. Not here. Not here. So is on the, Deborah So is on the right thing. This is the confused surgeon ass bitch. She's a movie. This was the medicine he was talking about. And then there's the this chick. She's a truth teller. A Zionist. What's her name? Something, I can't remember her last name. Grossman. Miriam Grossman, and she's over it because you know, and just to test her, she said something else. She goes, you know, the truth, such and such. He goes, what truth? She goes, there is only one truth. Like, she's a defiant ass Jewish woman, and I appreciate her because she's telling the truth, and she is telling it in a way that is unafraid and unabashed and kiss my entire ass. And that's what we need. We need that. She's still a Zionist bitch and all that, but we have to have that truth. We must have it. We must have it. Even from Miriam Grossman, who is adolescent and adult psychiatrist. And then, of course, we're back to Green Hair. She is a movie all by herself. I'm promising you. She's in every discipline. She's done it all. Let her tell it. And you saw this guy in the trailer. There was somebody else I needed to highlight from the trailer. Thing. You saw Thing. But did you see at the beginning of the trailer, everybody, when he's at a woman's rally, and he says to them, and you saw how hostile they were. Like, that's what really connected with me. Because remember, I've been telling you before I even knew about this dude. I've been saying, I don't understand why women aren't just up in full fucking groups out in the streets marching and proclaiming, like, fuck that, you're not a woman. Like, not right here. Like, why aren't women, they're in the street for everything. But why aren't they in the street? Like, how are you going to have men out there proclaiming they're you? How is that cool? So that was that for me. There he was at some woman's something, and they shut him down. You saw at the beginning of the trailer. Like, you would have thought they would have mutually been best friends. Like, I'm here to defend your shit, and I came to talk to you about it. But they just shut him down. So the mind fuck that has gone on with women is astonishing to me, and is indeed its own problem. And you know, words fail me, but I brought you the Supreme Court bitch that just Biden confirmed. Like, they asked you, can you define what a woman is? All she had to say was me, bitch, me. Why is that so difficult? Nobody's come up to me and asking me what is a man, and I don't have an affirmative answer. That's just not happening. Excuse me, what's a man? Me, motherfucker, me, I'm it, me. This is it. You understand? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But there's such a eating away of the literally the physical and mental mind of the American public. Like, physically, I think the brain is just eaten away. If I could just do a CAT scan in a way that is just, wow. But again, we don't have this in Africa. We don't need just the Maasai. You go any country in Africa, just random do an airdrop by a parachute into any country and ask them this shit, and you're going to get the same answer. This is a white thing, everybody. It is a white thing. We have to understand that, because nobody's going to point out that detail. Then there's this one guy he's interviewing out on the street in San Francisco naked. Don't need to see him. We're over it. I didn't see all this in the trailer. These must have been like fast scenes they might have been showing towards the end or something, because I'm seeing stuff we didn't see. Oh, there's the Joker. That is a wolfist. He's also a wolf on top of it. And notice they all come with this green hair. But here's another observation I've made, everybody. First of all, everybody in the documentary, you saw it for your own self, just either in the trailer. And I can tell you all the clips that I've seen from other people playing some of this shit. There's nobody black in any of this. That's why I'm also proclaiming very loudly. Not that I needed this documentary at all, but it just backs up what I already know. This is a white thing. This is from white people being fucked up and trying to twist reality and the creation of the divine. That's first. Second of all, nobody black is in the documentary. Nobody. Nobody black is in it. Not even one. Not now, as my grandma used to say. Not now. You know. And so we have to point that out. There's no black people in it. No black people. None. None at all. So if you're one of these confused ass people out there who have been told by this white devil that you don't know if you're a man or a woman or you're God knows what, you need to check your game, because you're on an island by yourself. And you're going to figure that out when you wake up one day and the boat has left and everybody's gone and you thought you were friends. Nah, homie. Nah. But they all come with this green hair. But I was going to say, what I also noticed is that everybody is fucked up looking. Like there's nobody that you would just have to acknowledge, say, well, at least they're an attractive person. Not one. From the dude that was trying to get Dave Chappelle pulled, to Bruce Jenner, Bruce, to anybody in this fucking documentary, to like everybody looks like a clown. There's no anybody that you saw that was you could even respect, that was civil. The porpoise that had the hat on. Nobody knows what a woman is except for a woman. Looks like a clown. Overweight, disgusting. This looks like the Joker. Do you understand? The movie, the Peter Pan bitch. Look. Come on. Where? Come on. Peter Pan. Not attractive. Do you understand? Fucked up grill. Then there's green hair. Then there's her. The bitch is on pills. What I'm trying to say, I'm trying to show you also a physical aesthetic. If you go back and think about it, everybody we've heard from on this issue, anytime anything's dusted up or anything's come up, there's no attractive people at all. None. None at all. No attractive people. Everybody is a fucked up looking white man. That's what they are. That's what they are. I just thought that's just an interesting observation, something that should be added to the conversation at the very least. The thing I showed you that I told you is full of himself in the office. There's the porpoise. Hideous. No neck, just face from the front, the back, and the side. Face. No neck, no chin, just face. Do you understand? She doesn't count because she's on the right side. Deborah. So I think her name is. We go with her. Fucked up. You know what I'm saying? No doubt she's probably got freckles all over. They just made her up for this interview or something. She's fucked up looking. Do you understand? And green hair. Green hair. Green hair. Very important to notice. Because there was something I saw some time back. It was online, where they have this discussion, like, you know, if you're such and such, then sit down. If you're such and such, then stand up. It's a weird show. I can't remember what it is, but I noticed that the main fucker they was talking about whether it's fair for these transgender ass people to compete against women. And of course, the main person had green hair. So he was like, when I got to him, he clicked for me, because I'm like, wait, everybody I've been seeing has fucking green hair. And now here he is with green hair. So I've noticed it since him now, even. Haha, the green hair. So let us beware of the green hair. Let us beware of the green hair. I think I'm on to something. Let me come to you for just a moment and see what's going on. Uh, Andrea was hoping I think it meant going to see you Friday was my birthday, but at least I can get a video now. Happy belated birthday, Andrea. Man, Allahu Akbar. Oh, if it wasn't so late, I'd sing happy birthday, but God damn it. Melanin, another shout out to you. Sweetie, what cleansing do you use? I'm trying to find one. No, it's a clearing, you know. For me, it's prayer. You know, I'm Muslim. I pray 5 times a day. I read Quran. You can purge and cleanse through your will, you know. Also, you identify and then you make decision to you know, there's many ways, you know. If you want to get medical, you know, colonic is also, I haven't done colonics, but colonics is also very good. But the thing about colonics is you need to do them when you are in good spirits, because your cells hold memory. So if you're already down, when you have a colonic, you'll be even more down. You understand? So watch your zone. And I would go and have that done professionally. They have ones you could do at home and things like that, but you should have it done professionally. My wife does coffee colonics. Ms. Matthews, another shout out to you. You say the title. Here's the irony. What a woman is or was taught in biology class. Estrogen, ovaries, uterus. The only one that has to pose such a question must be confused. Do they have a mom or an aunt? Can always ask them. Yeah. But you're transphobic if you ask somebody if they have a mom or aunt. Miss Matthews, how dare you? And they'll storm out of the interview on you. How dare you ask that question? That's what they're doing, you know. It's stupid, man. But remember when the whole pandemic first came about, you're not allowed to think for yourself at all. It's what Fauci says. It's what the World Health Organization says. It's what the FDA says, and that's it. No thinking. And they're trying to do the same thing with this. How dare you call that a woman in front of you? How dare you? Even though it's your mother and she raised you and breastfed you and gave birth to you. No. How dare you? And you're out of line. Cheryl, Jedi, you surprised me. It's Sunday morning already. I know. I hit the like button already. Yes, and make sure everybody hits the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Thumbs up the stream. Thumbs up. Richard. Good morning, Jedi. It is 6:21 here in the UK, and I'm off to work shortly, where I will continue watching the live stream. Allahu Akbar. I appreciate you, Richard, for that. Thank you so much. And I was thinking about my UK viewers the other day, because there's this new brother I just came across. He's from the UK. He calls himself Black Man Da Traveler. Yeah. Black Man Da Traveler. And he's British and he's Muslim. I think he might have a white heifer though. They can't confirm that, have not confirmed that, still have agents in the field. But in the meantime, yeah, I was thinking about my UK followers because of him, you know, because he's from the UK and he travels all over the place. And when he went to Pakistan, they literally were acting like he was Michael Jackson, not because he's famous, but because he was black. But I know that because I see how the Pakistanis in any mosque I've ever been in, how they look at me, and pretty much any of the fucking Arabs, quite frankly, you know. So this was just affirming, really. But anyways, big shout out to the UK, Richard, and I love you for following me, and thank you so much. Cheryl Jedi, you're so hyped up right now, and I love it. Well, because I first of all, I rested finally. What you guys don't know is I have 2 videos that I call them insomnia files. I got a whole piece I did on this Nigerian shooting. It's done. It's done. And I just thought, oh, it's probably too late to release that now. I can't. But I've been up. But I, what's today? Saturday. I got some rest. I forget what day it was now. Anyways, yeah. So like I'm unbothered by the time right now. Unbothered. Righteous indignation. Another shout out to you. And you say there's certainly a gay agenda happening in this backwards, upside down society. Absolutely. 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 And as I say, they really want to target us because we're not putting forth a firm culture. That's why I'm speaking the way that I do, and in anything that I do. But on this issue, that's why I've been so forceful about this is not African. This is not African, because that's your language. When anybody tries to challenge you for not accepting this shit or giving it a side eye, you say, I'm an African. Then we just don't accept that in our culture because that cuts them off. Otherwise, you're buying into what I'm part of your society. Then they want to suck you in. You feel me? Nah, fuck that. We're Africans. We don't do this. Bye-bye. Get it out of my face. You understand? Like, that's it. But you notice that we don't see them pushing this over on the Muslim community. We don't see them pushing it over on the Asian community. We don't see any of that. It's just black and white. And proving my point even further, not that I need this evidence, but I've already brought you all the list of the fucking people who are black that are famous who suddenly come out and they got a white bitch. Somebody white is at their side. I think the brat, she just comes to mind right now. She's the only one that I know that doesn't have a white bitch. Or is that a white bitch? Can't remember. You know, but that's the brat tat though. So, you know. And she could order me around. You feel me? Like, I mean, that's the brat. What you gonna do? Righteous, you go and say, I literally get migraines thinking about their nature, and it's exhausting when you can see them on a spiritual level. So they weigh you talk. It's like my reflection talking back to me. It's crazy. You meant, I think I proofread righteous indignation so that I can breeze through your comment and read it the way you meant it. That's for everybody. Or you could just click the link that I put in the chat, which allows you to just come on and say it, and I could hear you and you could tell it to me and I could respond to it. But you go on. There was a white woman at my job who was a missionary in Africa, white bitch at my job who was a missionary in Africa, of course, and she filed a complaint with the U.S. Embassy about white ministers and diplomats molesting the children. They were stealing the boys, I'm sure. Like, there's no evil you're going to tell about white people that I just go, oh my God, are you serious? You'll never get that out of me. You fucking bitch is in my punch. SubhanAllah. But you know what? The Prophet Muhammad said you can push him down and get rid of him, or you continue to drink your drink, because Allah has placed because flies are nasty. What's on the other wing is the antidote. You will not get sick, and I'll prove that to you right now. I don't want his ass moving. I want him dead. But I'm gonna continue to drink my damn punch. SubhanAllah. I've got him, y'all. He's got to die though. Now hold up. Sadly, I had to pour out some of the punch because I couldn't. You see how my container is made? I couldn't flick him out. Oh snap! I'm in the middle. What was I in the middle of doing? I must have been in the middle of sharing something. I'm reading comments. That might have come up by accident when I was dealing with the fly. So cancel that. All right. I didn't have anything to kill him, so I just poured him in the bathroom sink, ran water. He's trapped, and I could kill him later. And will continue to drink my punch. Thank you very much. The missionary bitch. Yeah. Listen, I was saying even to my nephew the other day, you know, I think just like, you know, as Muslims in the Muslim world, one of our holiest sites is the Kaaba in Mecca. I've done pieces on it. I told you when you see that black building, it's not really black. That is a velveteen material that's been placed over it. It's called the Kiswa, and the brothers literally hand stitch the Quranic Arabic in gold. That's what you see around it. It's oh my God, it's everything. But that is known as the Kaaba. Why I mention it is because you can't get into the holy city if you're not Muslim. Not happening. Nothing to see here, miss. Keep it pushing. And I think we should do that same thing for Africa. I mean, the current and the history and all the Francophone countries that are in Africa and all that stuff, it's just white people have shown that they are definitely our enemy. Like nobody else gets to have a say about this. This is between us and their white ass. And we should have, they are not allowed anywhere in Africa. Not allowed. Not allowed. Not allowed. Anybody else can come to the continent. I'm even on the fence if they should even be able to visit and tour, like touristy, like bring your money and get your bitch ass out, but before nightfall or something like that. Maybe. But right now it's a no entry. Don't come here. Not right here at all. That's how I would do if I was a leader in Africa. If it was one Africa, like no white people, you can't come here. You can't. You're not allowed. And Richard, also there's also another British, a Muslim sister that this dude I'm telling you about was interviewing, because then I learned he had a podcast, and there he was interviewing this Muslim sister who I think she got some black in her, something anyways, but she was talking shit about white people and just telling the truth. And I seen him, that's why I'm saying I think he might have a white bitch, because he was coming with that language. You feel me? You can always feel when a brother ain't really invested in the struggle. If you're not invested, you're not my brother. You just not. Nah. The water is hot. And if you're not willing to just plunge your hand into that water and that's it, you're going to feel with one finger, get your bitch ass away from me. I don't have time for you. Don't have time. Righteous, you said, she said the African tribe didn't even have a word for gay. So that is definitely not our way. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. I love that. You know, I've said over the years, you know, I'm going to say, I can't speak because there's many dialects now and has been for many thousands of years, but there's no word for tribe. Most African languages, you do or do not. There is no fucking tribe. I'll try. No, do or do not. That's where we come from. That's where we come from. Miss Matthews, you say it was said in a metaphysical class that in a past life there was an abuse of power, especially in the Mars lane, hence the sexual confusion in a future life, that free will thing. Didn't understand what I just read. Miss Matthews, going to move on. Richard, arrived at work just in time to hear you read my comment. Oh, wow. Subhanallah. MW, shout out to you. I must be late. I'm already confused. You say, but we have never been down for the freak show. And you know, and there's a lot of freakiness that goes on with black people. We get that. Listen, it's not even about, and black folks don't really, like, well, in Africa, they do. I was about to say, well, I'll just say black folks in this country. Like, we ain't coming to hunt you down, and you know, it's never really like, you go to a Christian church on a Sunday. Everybody always tells this story. You go to Christian church on any Sunday, you're gonna see the sissies up in there. You know who they are. Our thing is, we're white people always talk about what other people really are about because they like to feel or look like they're something that they're not. We really are conservative people. We are. We just not like just any fucking thing goes. That's what being conservative is. That's why this dude and any of his other clan with this left and right shit has no value to me as an African man. They claim they're conservative. I am the very definition of it. Our people are, by definition, we are. Because when you live righteous, and we're not a righteous people as a whole, I'm saying it is our way. I mean, as individuals, we're not all righteous. But as a people, we are righteous. And so that reflects in the things that we never transgress certain bounds. We ain't going too far, you feel me? Just not really, like, even as recently as when I was probably in high school, sisters wasn't doing oral, shall we just say it that way. And there was an evolution, you feel me? You hear sisters now openly admitting that they use sex toys and things like that. This is not conservative. This is not black. You feel me? We won't do that. Because even for sisters doing that, we wouldn't hear about it. You see? So that's how we are. Like, and I think that's everybody's key issue with it. Like, why are you telling us? Like, this whole concept of coming out, even before you get to these fucking confused ass transgender ass people, just gay people, like, why do I need to know? Like, if I'm not sleeping with you, I don't have any right to your personal life, your intimate life. You feel me? There might be other ways I would have need for your personal life, like, but your intimate life. If I'm not sleeping with you, I don't need to know what the fuck you doing. And you definitely don't get that as a fucking whole identity. And you definitely don't get a fucking special, you don't get anything special for that. You just don't. So, I mean, there's freakiness amongst black folks. Please understand. But we have never been a people to, like, this wouldn't be a thing in any of our society. And proof of this is we have 54 countries of our own where this is not out in the society. So the prosecution rests. Richard, you say weird. The UK brother you mentioned, I watched one of his videos for the very first time just yesterday. And it was the one where he had just touched down in Pakistan. Wow, that's crazy. And you've seen, Richard, how they was like, first it was just like one dude at the airport. After he stand up there telling us his nightmare story at immigration and check-in, you know, and they wanted to practically know how many pubic hairs he had on his nutsack practically. And so after he come through all that nightmare, he started talking to one dude, and suddenly it was like the coming of the Messiah. Old and young, children, women, everybody was just like, wow. Wow. It was a movie. He's called Black Man the Traveler. Black Man the Traveler. Just put that in, you'll see him. And he's got real, he's very chocolate brother. And he's got like not twist, I don't know what you call them, like not balls, like not balls all over his head, at least different ones. MW, you can't let Jackie Khan in Africa either. Yeah, or Jackie Chan in Africa either. That's the truth, because they, you know, they, with their stank attitude, you know, sadly, until you have African leaders who are like me, you know, most Africans still think they need the West some kind of way, that they need to have relationships with you. Fuck you. You own everything. You don't need nobody. My only positive with Jackie Chan is Jackie Chan doesn't come in trying to tell you how to run your country. But they move in like a fucking parasite, though. And they're leaving behind children, and, you know, because they're sleeping with our women, and they're bringing in their own people and hiring their own people, like Africans can't get a job. That's all bad, you know, but the white devil comes in and wants to own your fucking country and tell you how to run it. It's the lesser of the evils. Richard, sundowner, African countries, LOL, love it. Said sundowner. Allison Bleb, shout out to you. I think I mentioned you and I shouted you out, and I don't know if I released that or not. Whatever it was, I did it because you had mentioned something, and I was like, yeah, let me shout out Allison Bleb, who's the reason why I'm doing this video. It might be one that I didn't release. I don't know. But shout out to you, Allison. I want to say this, everybody, as we begin to land. I'll just tell it to you. Oh, subhanallah. Update. The dude. Remember I did the article on the sister that was shot 5 times, that said we was trying to, some people said she was pregnant, some people said she wasn't. I was making the case, blah, blah, blah. I told you in the video, I said, what's this damn pastor's name? Let me make a note that I'm gonna call his ass. Did not call him and did not get him. Let me play the audio. The Jedi does his work. I just thought I'll just call him up. Why not? Found a number for him and called him up. I have a picture of him too. What'd you do with the picture? Is it on your phone, or is it, where is it? Where did you record it with? I was on the phone, so I recorded it with my tablet. Okay, well, his picture may be on here though. Aha, young guy, trying to be fly. He was very nice though. Timothy Hayes Jr., the pastor. I was expecting some old dude. In fact, I told him when we talked, I said, you know, I thought you was going to be some old dude, you know, because you're a pastor. Oh, there he is. A pastor. Okay, so it's fine. And so let me find the audio. Yeah, my bad. I didn't want to get up and turn my air off, y'all. It's been very hot here in California. I wanted to sacrifice. This was not going to be a sacrificial day. You see that? My stomach started to feel like, now it's fine. The Prophet said, subhanallah, spoke directly to this. If a fly lands in your drink, you can push him down in it and continue to drink it. Or you can expel him from it and still continue to drink it. And I brought you guys a whole article, a whole video. Because they're calling it something else now. They have some word for flies, but it was clearly a housefly. It's here. I think it's on this channel. And it was about this because I'm trying to show you how things that we know and have known for nearly 1,500 years that are revealed by the Prophet Muhammad and that are in the Quran and things like that. You don't have to believe me or the Prophet or the Quran. You can go and see it now. They catch up in finding stuff out. You understand? And this was just one of the many things I told you that Allah said He has placed. So that any bacteria that is on the fly, He has placed the antidote for it on the other wing. And then in this science piece that I brought you, there's that word. They were breaking it down how that happens. They weren't referring to Quran or anything like that. They had found out that, ooh, flies are not as dirty as you think because they have a antidote on it. And it was the whole thing. The Jedi does his work, damn it. Okay, is this it? So I didn't turn the air conditioner off, so it's going to be a hard listen. I'm just letting you know. Is this it? Yes, I'm trying to reach Pastor Timothy Hayes. All right, I'm going to put my volume booster on. He was being very Secret Service when he answered to, because he's being stalked. I wasn't surprised by that. I need my sound booster. Hear this? We'll hear this, and then I have one other thing to tell you, and we're going to be out. Come on. If you don't, okay. I don't know how well it sounds for you. Reach Pastor Timothy Hayes. Who's calling? My name is Trayvon, and I'm with the Black Independence Liberation League. Y'all that have been with me, y'all know that's my fake go-to, my go-to fake name. In fact, I think I'm Trayvon something on Facebook even. All right, let's go back and hear it again. We'll start over. And I identified that I'm from the Black Independence Liberation League. Yes, I'm trying to reach Pastor Timothy Hayes. Who's calling? My name is Trayvon, and I'm with the Black Independence Liberation League. This is my reporter's voice, everybody, because I learned when I called Ferguson, when I was calling down there to tell them they need to do a economic boycott, and then they did it. I can't say it was my, but whatever, that's something else. But I don't want to be too brother black because they don't take you serious. So, but you get distracted. It's just that natural talent, you know how to read the room, so to speak. So this is my fake reporter's voice. And then I once we had a rapport, then I could get a little bit more street witty. Mr. Hayes, good afternoon. I'm calling because I read the article. Again, all that noise you hear is my fucking air conditioner. I'm sorry. That cited you in the case of Leona. Go back. No. Mr. Hayes, good afternoon. I'm calling because I read the article that cited you in the case of Leona. I forget her last name now. Who was shot by the police. And they had you quoted. In fact, there was a special article that was taken out that they were quoting you as saying that she absolutely was not pregnant. And I was just wondering, how did you have that information? Because he said her mother, her. I'll tell you his part in case I don't feel like you heard it. It was I was suspecting, because once we read that from the witness, Shadanda, that when Leona got out of the car, she was yelling to the police that she was pregnant. So I was another fly, because a woman yelling she's pregnant in a high stress moment like that, I would be inclined to believe her. But did you ever, and I don't know the relationship between she and her mother, but is it any way possible that she was, from her gunshot wounds, that perhaps that they had killed the baby, because most of her wounds were around her midsection? Correct. And so that would give them motive, in my view, to say that they, just to say that she wasn't pregnant, because the article I read from Mother Jones, literally there was the state highway patrol, last name Bell. First they were saying it was unclear whether or not she was. Then they said, no, we know she wasn't. And then we don't have any information from the hospital. But then earlier in the article, they said they had received information from the hospital itself. Yes, sir. Yes. So they're saying all sorts of things, and I was just deeply concerned. And I didn't know if what your relationship was, or how you may have known. And I just thought, well, maybe he's just speaking from what he knows, but maybe someone, so we can know something, but maybe we don't know it all. We can only deal with the information we're given. Yeah.
So I've spoken with her and her mother, and I know the lady in the original live video said that she screamed out that she was pregnant, but she is 100% wasn't pregnant, is not pregnant. I can't confirm that fact for you.
Okay. And I think, was she 26? I think they said in the article.
Yes, sir.
If you know, is there a close relationship with she and her mother?
Since the incident, just trying to make sure that things are done.
I've been working closely with them, just trying to make sure things are done. When I asked them the question, what is the relationship between she and her mother? Because that it dawned on me in that moment that I asked them. That's why I asked them, because I wanted to know, like, I'm trying to establish, is she close enough to her mother where her mother would know she's pregnant? You feel me? Shut up, Jedi. Go on.
The right stance in the right order, and that she gets fair treatment,
right,
and fair trial for everything that has happened, and then just to make sure that there is clear understanding that we won't accept anything just because she wasn't the wrongdoing, and more importantly, that speaking up on the fact that for the future, that you just can't shoot anybody when you get ready and feel like it.
Right. And they also said that that nobody was in custody or anything for the alleged carjacking that they said was what precipitated them even approaching her.
There don't have to be any charges for the carjacking at all.
Right.
Not from her or the male guy that she was with. And just a lot of shadiness.
Very shady. Very.
To get out of that. Even with more evidence still unfolding in the days after, just that the police department released that body cam footage, then they went to pressure on charges with that footage. I'm not sure if you've seen the picture, but
yeah,
it's just obvious that, you know, some things are not 100% truthful with that footage. She's missing, you know, ankles and her head.
Yes, yes. I thought I was the only one that noticed that. Exactly. That's when I know, okay, this is gonna be a good dude, because that was the thrust of my whole. I think I even titled the video, "This picture is fake," of this shooting. Like I showed you. Go back and watch my video.
And hold confidence being at the crime scene does not match the hold that is currently there on the site. So there's just a lot of walls that they use with that picture, which allowed which followed me to come out and hold that press conference with her mother, a couple other local leaders to speak out on their behalf, to let them know that, hey, you know, we're not saying that she did not do anything wrong,
right?
But we won't just allow you guys just to, you know, justify shooting another black person,
right?
That could have cost her her life,
right?
Because of a crime that sentences did not hold her death penalty.
And they claim, we're still not clear about this alleged gun, because in one account they say that she, as she's backing up, she just randomly says there's a gun in the car. Yes. But then the prosecutor is saying, well, the gun was in full sight the entire time of the interaction with the police. So for them to be saying for her to get on the ground seems inconsistent, because they wouldn't be yelling get on the ground, they would be saying drop the weapon, or they would have just opened fire on her. You know, it's all just so dingy. I'm just so I'm just. So it was the, and then they claim they found a gun later in the parking lot. Yes. That had two different. So it was a 22 caliber in the chamber, but 25 caliber in the. You know, so I'm not really a ballistics expert, but I didn't know if there could be two different types of calibers in one gun at the same time. That's a little good.
Yeah, that's it. There's a lot of evidence for the case.
Wow.
But I definitely was there to know that you stay on top of it. Don't feel like, you know, you're crazy. You're not going crazy. You're reading and seeing a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us are. So we're honestly our best, you know, stay on top of it as the media tries to control the narrative.
Yeah.
Just, you know, making sure that every chance we get that we can always push the truth.
And I also was concerned too, because I didn't know if maybe you were being used unbeknownst to yourself, you know, because the media is very, you know, is a dragon, and they will print and say anything, and just sort of drag people into stuff sometimes, you know, just to give it more credence. And I just thought, oh, how convenient they found a black pastor to just confirm this thing only, you know.
No, I've got no affiliation with any of the mayor or the prosecutor's office.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I'm public enemy number one right now.
He said he's got no, you know, affiliation with any of the entities, the prosecutor, the whoever he just said to. He said, I'm pretty sure I'm public enemy number one right now. Let's go on. Well, I was surprised at your picture. I was surprised that you're a young man. Yeah, I don't know why. We just think pastors are old people. But so I was like, oh, he's a young guy, you know. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to reach you and to just kind of, you know, push the information back and forth, because there's definitely some shit. So what is the status now of Leona? Is she still in the hospital, and what's her prognosis?
Yeah, she's released from the hospital. She has a shattered arm. She has bullets that will not be able to be removed out of her body.
A shattered arm, bullets that will not be able to be removed from her body. Wait, y'all. And I'm hoping you all can hear this well enough. Let me know if you can't. Okay, a little bit more. All right, first, let me know if everybody can hear this, so I'm not sitting here wasting my fucking time, and then I find out you guys couldn't hear it. Tell me now, somebody. Can you all hear this? Richard, you said Jamaicans. Your last comment, you said Jamaicans call his hairstyle chinny bump. Who was it? Who's chinny bump? Which person? And somebody tell me if you guys can hear this. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Can you hear the recording that I'm playing for you? Yes or no? I'm not going to play the rest of it if somebody don't tell me something. I'm looking for. Oh. Thank you, Richard. We only have a little bit more. It's just literally a little bit. It's not that much.
Just released. They did detain her. So on the bond.
Oh.
She's at an Indian reservation.
Got to go back because he's talking about her injuries.
You know, push the information back and forth because there's definitely some shit. So what is the status now of Leona? Is she still in the hospital, and what's her prognosis?
Yes, she's released from the hospital. She has a shattered arm. She has fullness that will not be able to be moved out of her body, but she is released. They did detain her. So on the bond. She's at an Indian reservation. Out of sight, out of mind.
Okay, very well. Excuse me, very well, very well. Because they said that there was
she's at an Indian reservation, out of sight and out of mind. So I just knew, don't push him any further on that. I wasn't really curious to know really where she's at. I just want to know, was she out of the hospital or not? So that was fine.
Broken arm, and I just thought, and the last thing that really had my hair on fire, which it always is in these cases, is after they've attempted to murder us, then they need to handcuff us, you know. And at least at the very beginning of the incident, certainly now they can find out stuff after the fact, but in that moment, she's saying she's pregnant. It's a female. You just shot her. Why do you need to handcuff her? You know, it's just, it's this thing that they do on top of it just as an insult to degrade, you know, African people, and I'm just over it. I'm sick and tired of it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's outrageous, and I even went on the opposition. They brought me on a talk radio show earlier this morning, and thought that they were going to be able to corner me, you know, pull me up in the corner, make me sound crazy. And I knew when I signed up for them, when I accepted their engagement, but I just wanted them to know also that I'm not backing down from them either. So,
right.
Counterparts, the truth is the truth. That's all I'm seeking. She was in the wrong. And that's right. She should, you know, have a new game in court, but it did not. Should have never involved her life being at risk.
Right. And
he said he was at a radio show, state media, something, and they thought they were going to corner him, you know, but he knew what he was walking into and he was ready for it. Oh, you're telling me I was referring to this hairstyle. Okay, thank you for that. I was just like, I think it's been a minute, and he was so committed, and it was so just like, and I also think that that was part of why he was received the way he was received too. I almost wondered, I wish I could have just seen him and be like, okay, I get you, brother, but you also look like some bullshit to us right now. Like you looking kind of rough to us even. So, you know, of course they're gonna be double staring. Like I couldn't show up if I show up in Pakistan right now. I don't think the reaction would be the same. You feel me? I mean, just because I'm black skinned, you feel me? I think it also had something to do with his look too, you know, additionally. But let's finish the last of this. And then, so after he said that, you know, I knew what I was walking into, so I wasn't, you know, he wasn't falling prey for it. And then I wanted to let him know in no uncertain terms, you'll hear me.
So found it surprising that they never mentioned the brother that, I mean, they mentioned that there was a brother in the car with her. They insinuated it was her boyfriend, but it's very unusual that they wouldn't have his picture plastered someplace and his name.
Yes, we haven't heard anything about him. He's been an afterthought. So they're trying to control.
Yes, we haven't heard anything about him. He's been an afterthought.
Open areas because it has gained so much national attention. So they're trying their best to control the narrative on the situation.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, I would just say to you, brother, stay strong, be bold, and, you know, we only put our faith and trust in the one that created us, and we fear only He and He alone. So I'm putting my strength behind you in spirit and in thought and in intent, and from one black man to another, because I'm not there, many of us are not there, we can't be, and I just want you to know that, you know, we have your back, but we want you to stand with a straight back of steel and titanium.
So I'm trying to say to him, hoping he has enough sophistication, don't bitch out. Stand strong. Stand.
So those are the words of encouragement I would like to offer to you, and I thank you for your time. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Save my number. If anything comes up, if we need anything, we'll definitely reach out.
You're more than welcome to do that. And I'm not a lawyer, but I'm very good with law. And I've worked for many law firms and have a very good grasp of law. And I'm able to and have and do guide many of our brothers and sisters across the country on legal matters, you know, and things like that. I always tell them they can default to an attorney just to verify my information if they like. But I'm absolutely available for that. It's just free. I do that free for my people. It's not something I try to make any money. It's just to enrich and enhance others. So any way that I can be of service, I'm happy to do that. And you're welcome to save my number. And if you need to reach out to me, you're more than welcome to do that. If I come up.
Vacation right now, so I don't have anything. Text message me.
Okay.
Text message me your information, and I can definitely get you locked in.
Very well. Very well. Will do. All right. Well, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. And again, I thank you for your time, brother.
No problem at all. Thank you.
You do the same. Peace.
I said I would do it, and I did it. You can go back and watch my video when we are reading it. Obviously, anytime I read anything, I'm reading it for the first time when you hear me or see me reading it. And we came to him, and we knew who he was. I said, let me make a note of this because I'm going to find out who he is. I'm going to stalk his ass or something like that. And I'm going to call him. I'm going to see if there's a phone number. And I did, and I called him. And that was what came of that. What I think I'll do in the interest of time, because the Khalifa of the Most High, shout out to you, brother, or good morning. I guess I should say, I'm sure it's, no, good evening, because damn it, the sun ain't up yet. It ain't the next day. I said so. Unless you're in the UK. Richard, you say, strictly speaking, it's Jamaican and wider African culture. It's a female hairstyle. Yeah, I seen Keisha and them with that hairstyle for sure. You know, But everybody's doing that now, you know. And then this one kills me, the comb. Like my sister, and not just my sister, any sister, they have these combs that come in an arc, and they push their hair back. They just put the comb in and just leave. That's it. And niggas are walking around with that now. I'm fully over it. I'm just over it. Like, I can't. I wanted to say that I do want to, I just know what form, because I already done the video, but this piece on Nigeria, I'm telling you, this shooting in this church in Nigeria did not happen, everybody. It did not happen. It did not happen. You heard it here. It did not happen. Didn't happen. Did not happen. Didn't happen. Because they made the mistake of putting it in front of me. And you just can't do that. You can't. Because I have a brain that works. And I use it. We'll go over that. Maybe I'll be able to make some time later or today. I don't know if I just tomorrow, today, however we want to speak about it. But that didn't happen. Didn't happen. It did not happen. And I don't want to say why I know that now, because the vultures who want to try and come to my channel and run away and seem like they're brilliant, they'll have to wait, so they can't run away and do a video. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen, and I prove it in my piece. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I'm just being me and doing what I normally do, and it just didn't happen. There was something else that I did. That I will get into when we are together again. But as I say again to any of my people who follow me over on Jedi Africa, I have a very, very significant update for you. And so if you catch that, you catch it. If you don't, you don't. As I said, it'll be either tomorrow or Monday. I'm only putting that or caveat in there because anytime I say things out loud, they don't happen. So I don't want to say it. So you should just be checking for me, you know. Yeah. So, yeah. Was there anything else that I said that if you remind me, I'll say it, or something that I may have mentioned earlier in the stream? If so, tell me now. If not, then I think we can land here, y'all, because we're just under 3 hours now. And it's early and late simultaneously for everybody, you know, across the world, or the country, I should say. Yeah. But that's so weird, Richard, that you just seen that dude. I don't know how I came across him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I usually don't know how I come across most things, you know. Like somehow in the last couple of days, I ended up, I don't know what I was watching, but somehow I ended up on, they call it, they have a name for it, I can't think of it. People are over rent and mortgages. You understand? And so they're repurposing these school buses and charter buses and shit and tricking them out to a whole house like an RV that you pay many hundreds of thousands of dollars for. They're doing it for way cheaper and they look amazing. And I just thought, yeah, I could live like that, you know. I could live like that. One that impressed me the most was this one they had, because you know buses have that under bay where they have these huge under bays where they store a bunch of shit. One of them, the oldest son, that's his bedroom. He can access it from inside the bus down this chute and just into the bay, and it's all set up down there like a basement. It's the bomb. I'm like, I could live in that. Anyways, so I ended up on that random. So like I said, I don't know how I ended up on this brother, but mashallah, it was obviously meant for me to see him, because I watched a few of his videos, and yeah, he's also very enchanting. He has a disposition about him that I'm not able to really describe, that is captivating some kind of way. I don't know if it's the lethargy in his facial expression, or if it's a combination of that and his forthrightness. His unassumingness almost. Like, I don't know how old he is or anything. I need to know that. But yeah, he's very enchanting, you know. And yeah, I was glad I found him. And there was some actor that he interviewed also on his podcast. He's an actor, but what's inspired him was Michael Jackson. And I just thought, man, Michael is really still, and will always forever be continuing to be brought to life. This kid that I mentioned to you guys at the top of my stream tonight, he wasn't born when Michael Jackson, but he's not old enough to have been on Earth when Michael Jackson was still living. He's just not. And he's giving this. He's so in love with it. He's done all these other videos. His subscriber count is going like this. I mean, he's really like, and he's in the UK. He's British. And wow. And he's probably been alive as long as Michael Jackson has been dead. He's a stinker. But there he is, man, and killing it. Just, I mean, really killing it. I mention him because the actor kid that I'm telling you, this guy, this black man, the traveler was interviewing, said that he wanted to be an actor or just do something in entertainment, because he goes, I remember I saw Michael Jackson. He goes, he came up out of the ground. So I know he must have been probably the Dangerous Tour or something. And he said for 4 minutes, he stood there for 4 minutes. And the place was just going, I mean, I forget what word he used, some British word. I would say ape shit. I feel like he used something of that equivalent. He goes, and then he just turned his head and like 70 people fainted. And I just thought, how can he hold people? Like, I mean, he was just so transfixed by that. And I was like, yeah, I know everybody knows what moment he's talking about. Because I mean, Michael even did, for the first time Michael did that for us, that we saw it, was at the Super Bowl. He popped up out of that ground and stood there, and they were going ape shit. But also the behind the scenes business was like, why is he standing there? What, I mean, because that's millions and millions of dollars every moment that he stands there that they could have been selling advertising. I love it. Michael popped up and just stood there. Just stood there. And people just go ape shit. And he turned that head real quick, and it went up another decibel, and at 50,000 decibels. I mean, it's just, man, wow. Anyway, yeah. So that's what my plan is for everybody. My plan is everybody for going forward. So inshallah, we may be together a little later on today. I've got some people I need to call, some phone calls and things I need to make. Other than that, my day is pretty much free. It's Sunday. Yeah, I'm pretty good. So I want to say thank you to everybody who came to be a part of the stream. And I'm also blessed and grateful that we didn't have any glitching tonight. Even though I don't love this software. The only thing good about this software is this. I can put your comment up on the screen. Like I have Richard's comment up on the screen, you know. It was two, y'all, because I know that other one, he didn't get out of that damn sink because I put the thing down. Like but remember I said earlier, I think it might be two of them up in here, and it is two. God damn it. Son of a bitch. That's why I started this software to begin with, was so I could put your comments up and so the people would come in live on the stream. But you guys offer yourself up to me as the worst audience on YouTube. And I have some of the brightest people that follow me. You're absolutely antithetical to everything that I believe in. If you can't show your face on camera, that just seems like hypocritical to everything that I am and what I stand for, you know. Well, I'm always looking out for my audience, you know. But we didn't have any glitching tonight, and I like my OBS software better because it's easier to switch when I need to share stuff with you. It's just easier than this. I have to stop sharing and then go and find it and bring it up and clear it and share it. It'll wear you down. But you never can have everything. So everything is a trade-off in one regard or the other one. Melanin, thank you. So we leave it here, everybody. I will see you soon. This is the Jedi.